Disclaimer: Welcome to Golden Storytime. This story is a fictional tale of love, loss, and fate. It is meant for entertainment and to touch your heart. Any resemblance to real people or events is purely coincidental. Scene 1. The first meeting. In the busy streets of Lahore, amidst the noise of traffic and city lights, Ayaan bumped into Sara outside a bookstore. Books scattered everywhere. Ayaan bent down to help. Their hands touched for a moment, and something unspoken began. Sara smiled shyly. "Sara, you should watch where you're going." Ayaan laughs softly. "Maybe fate wanted me to find your favorite book." That small spark started something beautiful. Scene 2. Days of laughter. Days turned into weeks. Ayaan and Sara met often, in cafes, libraries, under the same old tree by the canal. They talked for hours about dreams, fears, and little things that made them happy. Sara loved poetry. Ayaan loved her laughter. But just when everything seemed perfect, life decided to test them. Scene 3. The goodbye. Ayaan got a job abroad. A dream opportunity he couldn't refuse. But just when everything seemed perfect, life decided to test them. "Sara, go chase your dream. I'll be fine." But inside, her heart broke. The night before he left, she wrote him a letter, pouring her heart out, confessing how deeply she loved him. But she never sent it. She was afraid it would hold him back. Ayaan left, and with him, her world went silent. Intermission. Years passed. Sara became a teacher, still carrying that unsent letter in her diary. She often thought, what if he had known? What if she had said those words? Until one evening, fate brought Ayaan back. Scene 4. Reunion. A school art exhibition. Sara was there, admiring the paintings. Suddenly, a familiar voice behind her said, "Ayaan, you still love sunsets." She turned around, and there he was, smiling, older, but the same eyes full of warmth. They talked for hours, like old times, and as Ayaan was about to leave, her diary fell from her bag. The letter slipped out. He picked it up, read it, and tears filled his eyes. "Ayaan, you loved me all this time, and I never knew." "Sara, softly some words stay locked in the heart forever." Final scene. The last sunset. They sat by the same canal again, watching the sunset, quiet, peaceful, together. Ayaan whispered, "Ayaan, maybe we were meant to find each other again." When the time was right, Sara smiled through her tears, because sometimes, even love delayed is still love destined. Some letters are never sent, yet they live forever in the heart. If this story touched your soul, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Storytime for more emotional love stories. If this story touched your soul, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Storytime for more emotional love stories. In the bustling heart of Lahore, where the aroma of street food blends with the distant call to prayer, our story begins. Imagine the scene. Vibrant city lights painting the evening sky, the constant hum of traffic a familiar melody. It was on a street just like this, right outside the legendary Farason's bookstore, that destiny played its hand. Ayaan, lost in his thoughts, accidentally bumped into Sara. Books, her prized possessions, tumbled onto the pavement, their pages fluttering like startled birds. As Ayaan rushed to help, gathering the scattered literary treasures, their hands brushed. A spark, A fleeting moment. Yet it was enough to ignite a connection that neither of them could have predicted. It was a classic meet-cute, but one that would echo through the corridors of time. This single moment, a simple, accidental touch, became the prologue to a love story that was as beautiful as it was silent. Sara, from that day on, carried a special place for Ayaan in her heart. It was a quiet, profound love, one that grew with every shared glance and every brief conversation they had. She saw in him a kindness, a depth that resonated with her own soul. Her world, once a quiet library of her own making, now had a new, central character. But this love story was written only in her heart, its chapters unread, its words unspoken. Sara was a poet with her feelings, but a librarian with her words, carefully cataloging her emotions, too shy, too afraid to let them out. She cherished their friendship, terrified that confessing her love might shatter the delicate world they had built. So, she loved him from a distance, in the quiet solitude of her own thoughts, hoping one day he might just know. The heart of this unspoken tale, the most poignant chapter, was a letter, a single piece of paper that held the weight of 1,000 unsaid words. One evening, bathed in the soft glow of her reading lamp, Sara poured her entire soul onto the page. She wrote of their first meeting, of the way his smile could light up her entire day, of the dreams she had where they walked together through the Shalimar gardens. She confessed her deep, unwavering love for him, her fears, her hopes. Every sentence was a testament to her feelings. The ink was still wet with her emotions when she folded it, sealed it, and addressed it to him. This letter was her courage, her vulnerability, her everything. But as she held it in her hands, a wave of fear washed over her. What if he didn't feel the same? What if she lost him forever? The letter, a vessel of her purest emotions, was never sent. It was tucked away in a wooden box, along with her hopes, becoming a secret relic of a love that was never given a chance to bloom. Soon after, life, as it often does, intervened. Ayaan received an opportunity to study abroad, a chance he couldn't refuse. The news hit Sara like a storm. He was leaving. The distance wouldn't just be across the city anymore. It would be across oceans. Their farewell was bittersweet, filled with promises to stay in touch and the heavy weight of unspoken goodbyes. As the years rolled by, their communication dwindled. Life got busy, new routines were set, and the vibrant connection they once shared faded into a soft, nostalgic memory. For Sara, the silence was deafening. Every passing day was a reminder of the distance growing between them, not just in miles, but in time. Yet, through it all, her love for Ayaan didn't wane. It simply changed, transforming into a quiet, steady flame, a warmth she carried within her. It was a testament to the idea that true love isn't always about presence. Sometimes, it's about surviving the absence, about holding on to a feeling, even when the person is worlds away. The unsent letter remained her companion, a silent witness to a love that time couldn't erase. Years turned into a decade. Lahore had changed, and so had they. Sara was now a respected author, her stories touching the hearts of many, though her own love story remained locked away. Ayaan had returned, a successful architect, his designs shaping the city's new skyline. They had built separate lives, their paths diverging so completely that a reunion seemed like a forgotten dream. But fate, the ultimate storyteller, had other plans. One rainy afternoon, seeking refuge from the downpour, Sara stepped into a quaint little cafe, and there he was, sitting by the window, a little older, but with the same kind eyes she remembered so vividly. It was Ayaan. Their eyes met across the room, and for a moment, time stood still. The noise of the cafe, the rain against the window pane. It all faded away. It was just the two of them, suspended in a moment of sheer disbelief and overwhelming nostalgia. Destiny had brought them back to the same city, to the same small corner of the world, proving that some connections are just too strong to be broken by time or distance. Love, it seems, always finds its way home. In that moment, there was no regret, no bitterness. There was only a profound sense of peace and acceptance. They realized their love story wasn't about a grand confession or a dramatic union. It was about a quiet, enduring bond that had survived the test of time. Their love hadn't faded, it had matured, evolving into a beautiful, mutual respect and a deep, platonic affection. The unsent letter had finally served its purpose, not to start a romance, but to bring closure and understanding. Some loves, they realized, aren't meant to be lived out, but to be cherished forever in the heart. Their story was a quiet testament to the truth that some loves never fade, even with time. The reunion was tentative at first, a delicate dance of catching up on a decade of missed life. They talked for hours, sharing stories of their journeys, their successes, and their silent heartaches. The old comfort, the easy chemistry, it was all still there, as if no time had passed at all. Finally, gathering all her courage, Sara told him about the letter. She described the night she wrote it, the words she poured onto the page, and the fear that kept her from sending it. As she spoke, Ayaan listened, his expression a mixture of surprise and a deep, unspoken understanding. He then shared his own story of how he had always felt a special connection to her, but was too young and uncertain to act on it, always wondering what if. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the streets of Lahore and the corridors of the heart. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more tales that explore the beauty of human connections. Your support means the world. Until next time, take care.